OOP's BF's family attack her for making them real Chinese food and BF supports his family. December 28, 2022. I was born in China, but my parents and I moved to the West when I was little, so I was raised mostly Westerner, but my parents still managed to teach me many Chinese traditions, including food, and I sometimes still cook what they cook. So, I have been with my boyfriend for about 3 years and he lives with me at my place. This Christmas, his family, mom, dad, sister and nephew, came to visit him from his birth country, Spain, for the first time in years. I was excited because I never had a chance to meet them in person. They arrived a few days before Christmas. He went to pick them up at the airport while I was working, so when I came home they were already there. The meeting didn't go as well as I would wish, because the little nephew as soon as he saw me started doing the eye-stretching thing. He was immediately reprimanded by his mom and grandparents, but the following days he made a lot of racist jokes in Spanish like, "What do you call someone who doesn't take a shower?" in Chinese. Shinshan pu, without shampoo, and he was barely reprimanded for that. Besides that, Christmas went great, and the next day we woke up very late. The nephew started saying that he wanted Chinese food for lunch, so my BF's parents asked me if I could make it. I said sure, I was glad to do it. I cooked something my parents would do in a special occasion like these, and served the table in a very traditional way, with chopsticks and everything. Then I called everybody to the table, and instantly saw their disappointed faces. The nephew said, "What's this?" To which I said, "Chinese food." He grunted and said, "No is not," and started to throw a fit. His mom calmed him down, then BF's parents told me, "This isn't what we were expecting." I asked, "What did you expect?" And they replied, "You know, something like what they serve at restaurants." I tried to explain to them that this is something actual Chinese people eat, but wouldn't listen. They dressed up and went outside to eat at a restaurant. My BF stayed at home, but then called me stupid. He said, "You knew exactly what they meant by Chinese food. I'm trying to make you look good in front of them, but you're not helping me by playing dumb." I asked him to explain himself better but just shouted, "When people say Chinese food the last thing they expect is white rice, get a FING clue," and locked himself in our bedroom. Since that incident, they started to speak to me as a toddler, over-explaining everything they asked me to do, and stopped correcting the nephew's racist behavior. I tried to tell my BF to tell them to stop, but he said, "This is your making, now they think you're brainless." This continued till they left yesterday. My BF and I now barely talk, and I wonder if it's really my fault and I should have known better. There are some comments made by OOP deleted by the mods. It seems like she was trying to defend her BF when people called him a racist, based on the responses to those deleted comments. Some relevant comments. OK_job_9417. NTA, they're from Spain. If you asked them for food from their country and then afterwards was like, "No, I wanted the type of stuff you'd get from Taco Bell," they'd lose their shit. Yes, I'm aware Taco Bell isn't Spain food. But people do understand that racists lump everyone together, right? They would assume OP's family is Mexican because they ignore every other Spanish-speaking country. They also interchange Spanish and Mexican. They're racist and so is your boyfriend. I'd cut the cord and find someone who can appreciate your culture. ETA, he might not be the full-blown cartoon villain racist, but he does have some racism in him. His nephew was making racist behavior and he didn't correct him. He belittled you for not making the right kind of Chinese food. Flipping out about serving white rice when it seems pretty standard to have white rice come with Chinese food takeout. It feels like he's gaslighting you by trying to make this your fault for their racist behavior. He might not have shown you that side before, but he did now. Rabbit Turbofox. Prioritizing the needs and comfort of racists is in itself racist, and OP should remind herself of this. It's when things get tough that people show you who they really are, and what her boyfriend showed her is that when things get tough, he sides with racists and gets verbally abusive. That's who he is. Defiant, turn 2471. Does your boyfriend help pay the rent and bills? Does he insult you a lot? Does he often criticize how you do things? Do you ever feel like you need to always cater to what he wants to have peace in the household? Who makes the decisions in your household? Do you both discuss things then decide on what to do, or is he the only one making decisions and you are expected to just follow? Did you tell him you did not like the way you were treated by his family and the way he acted? If he still does not realize how wrong he and his relatives were, then that should show you what kind of person he is. OOP replies. ID read this and had to go to the bathroom to cry a little. My answer to every single one of those questions might be upsetting for you. I never thought about it and am just speechless right now. But Wythuff quoted an edit on the original post and wrote, NTA. Edit, lots of you are calling my BF racist, but before this he didn't show any racism towards me. I know sometimes he is rude to some people, but he never before was this rude to me. The only thing I might think of is he motivating me to improve my Spanish while he never did an effort to learn Chinese for me, but I understand that Chinese is hard. Just want to make it clear that he is not a cartoon racist villain. Hun, maybe he's not a cartoon racist, but he's a hidden one. He's shown you his true colors now and has created a truly hostile situation while making no attempts to stand up for you. Listen to him, the behavior will only get worse. Username 12345. How old was the nephew? I'm so sorry he behaved so terribly and that the rest of the family joined in. And your boyfriend? They're all racist and your boyfriend is, at the very least, unbelievably rude. Even though we've never met, I know you deserve better. OOP says, he is 12. Hi, it's me, I'm alive. I'm sorry for disappearing for so long. A lot has happened in the last weeks. Sorry if I'm not very detailed, I'm very tired today. For those who already know my story, my boyfriend allowed his family to be racist to me. After his family left, I tried to break up with him, but he wouldn't let me end the relationship. I tried talking to him, but he would say something along the lines of, I'm not breaking up with you. I talked to my family about it, they were furious at him and I had their support, especially my father. I'm so glad that they were by my side. I went to my place with my father to confront my boyfriend and break up once and for all. He didn't take it well, shouted that I can't break up with him and he won't end the relationship. That's where my dad intervened and they started fighting, like, fist fighting. My dad ended up being hurt, but he also landed some punches on my boyfriend. I was horrified, crying, screaming and with no idea of what to do. My BF then grabbed me, got my purse and took me out. My dad followed me. My keys and phone were in the purse so I couldn't go back in. He locked himself and we started hearing him breaking stuffs. Then Dad called the police. They arrived like half an hour later. During that entire time he did hear him breaking stuffs. When the cops finally arrived, tried to talk to him but wouldn't respond, so they broke the door and after another fight they arrested him. I walked in my place with another cop and my dad and everything was destroyed. Everything he could break was broken. From glasses to plates to mirrors to holes in the walls, every TV, my computer, my phone, coffee maker, etc. Dad pressed charges immediately. I was terrified, and I'm still terrified. We had a trial and he is in jail now, but I think he might be deported to Spain, I'm not sure. I'm still in therapy and still living with my parents. Some of my stuffs were repaid but I'm still not ready to come back home. Sometimes I still wake up crying in the middle of the night. I don't know if I regret standing up for myself, or if I will be able to trust people in the future. I might die alone without a husband or children and that makes me sad. I had suicidal thoughts but I find things that make me want to stay alive. I don't know when will I feel good for real, but progress has been made. Oh, and my ex-BF's family are still trying to reach me to insult me and make me feel even worse for sending him to jail. I block them but always find yet another phone number to call me from or a temporary mail address. If you are reading this, thank you.